They called themselves the Nimikubs, a fluffy fur, four-eyed pack of young explorers from the moon Kara 9, orbiting far from Earth. Their planet was peaceful, playful, and most importantly, always hungry. Every week, the cubs explored a new world, searching for new flavors across the galaxy. They had tasted molten apple syrup on Io, fizzy sand cookies on Pluto's outskirts, and even glowworms that popped like popcorn on bite. But today, they had arrived somewhere far more mysterious: Earth. Captain Mumax, the teacher cub whose fur glowed purple when excited, gathered them on the viewing deck of their landing pod. "Remember, cubs?" she chirped, tail flicking. "Earth is full of humans. And humans cook the wildest foods in the galaxy." The cubs wiggled in delight. "Will it spicy?" squeaked Pip, the smallest cub. "Will it big?" asked Bori, whose appetite was legendary. "Will it explode?" buzzed Tech, always hoping for explosions. Mumax laughed. "It might do all three." The ship descended gently into a beautiful evening city. Lights twinkled, smells drifted upward, and the cubs' noses began twitching like fireworks. "What is that scent?" said Kip, eyes wide. "It's warm. And spicy. And happy." The smell curled around them like a magical rope pulling them forward. They followed it down a narrow street until they reached a small marketplace alive with sizzling pans, shouting vendors, and steam in every color of sunset. And then they saw it. A stall lit by yellow lamps, run by a smiling human woman stirring a giant pot. A sign rested above her head: "Chicken biryani, hot and fresh." The cubs lined up in front of the pot like fuzzy soldiers tasting destiny. The vendor blinked. "Well, aren't you little cuties from somewhere far away?" "We are explorers," Pip announced proudly. "We search greatest food in universe." "You came to the right place," the woman laughed. "This is biryani. We cook rice with spices: turmeric, cardamom, cloves, cumin, then mix it with tender chicken. My grandmother taught me." The cubs sniffed deeper, spices tickled their noses. Rice steamed like a cloud, the chicken glistened golden orange. Bori fainted from excitement. Tech shook him awake. "Breathe, brother. The feast is near." The woman handed each cub a bowl. "Careful, it's hot." The cubs didn't wait. They scooped mouthfuls, steam swirled, flavors burst. Kaboom! Not an explosion of fire, an explosion inside their heads. Pip squealed. "It's spicy but nice." Kip gulped. "The flavor is like dancing stars." Bori spun in circles. "More." Tech froze, fur puffed, tears sparkling. "My tongue is burning, but I want it to burn forever." Mumax took a spoonful herself. The strongest teacher on Caranine trembled. "It tastes like home we never knew," she whispered. The cubs devoured their bowls until not a single rice grain remained. The vendor wiped her hands on her apron, smiling. "So? Was it good?" Bori leapt onto her feet and hugged her knees. "Greatest food in galaxy. You master of spice." "Oh," the woman laughed so hard she nearly dropped the spoon. "Well, thank you, little space travelers." But suddenly, Tech's fur turned blue, the sign of a plan forming. "Must take biryani to Caranine," he declared. "All our people need this." The cubs agreed instantly. But there was a problem. "How we carry so much," said Pip. Rice and chicken spilled everywhere if not handled carefully. Caranine was half a galaxy away. The biryani would spoil before they reached orbit. The vendor tapped her chin. I can't send a pot across the stars. But I'll give you something better." She reached under her stall and pulled out a recipe book, its pages warm and stained with spices. "This tells you how to make biryani," she said. "Take it home, make it yourselves, spread the flavor." Mumax bowed deeply. "We honor your knowledge. But one rule," the woman added. "Every biryani must be cooked with love." The cubs saluted. "Love? We know love." They loaded the recipe into Tech's translation tablet. The cubs waved goodbye as their ship doors closed. The vendor waved back, silently wishing them safe travels. Back on Caranine, the cubs marched straight to the community kitchen. Adults watched in shock as little paws chopped onions, crying dramatically, stirred pots, nearly falling in, and measured spices. Bori dumped too much chili. Everyone coughed fireballs. After 3 clumsy hours, Mumax lifted the lid. Steam poured out, as golden as sunrise. "Biryani," she declared. The entire village gathered. They ate. They cheered. They demanded seconds. Soon, biryani became a holiday dish on Kara 9. Humans weren't the only species celebrating flavors anymore. Pip, writing their mission report, summarized it perfectly. Humans make food from heart. Chicken biryani's strongest example. We taste not just rice, chicken, spice, we taste welcome, family, memory. Humans win again. HFY humanity for the yum. The Cubs stamped the final line. Mission complete. Biryani equals favorite food of the Nimikubs, and across the galaxy, another Earth dish became legend.